The bitter split between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard had become one of the most high-profile divorce dramas in recent memory. New details are revealed in the new documentary Johnny vs. Amber. On November 19th, Discovery Plus announced an upcoming documentary about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's 2017 divorce, which is still being debated in the public eye. But what would this mean to the case and the trial? Let's talk about it.
And the most traumatic and intimate details of my life with Johnny, shared in court and broadcast to the entire world.
But first, let's go back to the beginning. This story spans more than a decade. Depp met Heard on the filming of the Rum Diary in 2009. Heard stated in a court document that she and Depp began dating around the end of 2011 or the beginning of 2012. After 14 years of dating, Depp and long-term partner Vanessa Paradis formally announced their separation in 2012. Heard and her partner, Tassia Van Ree, broke up at the same time. Heard was arrested in 2009 at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in Washington on an allegation of violently abusing her then ex-girlfriend Van Ree, according to USA Today. After Heard allegedly grabbed and hit Van Ree's arm, the two got into an argument. However, all charges were dismissed, with Van Ree claiming that Heard was wrongfully implicated by cops who misinterpreted and sensationalized the incident. Don't you believe that there were some indications here? Depp and Heard married in a very private ceremony at their home in Los Angeles after several years of dating, according to People. On May 23, 2016, Heard filed for divorce from Depp and got a temporary restraining order against the Oscar nominee. She said Depp had physically abused her during their relationship and that it happened most often while he was high on drugs or alcohol. She said that an incident had recently occurred in which Depp threw his phone at her, leaving her with a damaged face when she filed for divorce. However, a police official told People that no crime had been committed after an investigation after the domestic incident radio call. Heard was attempting to gain a premature financial resolution by alleging abuse. According to Depp, who refuted the allegations through his agents, Heard testified under oath in a deposition, but when she withdrew her request for a domestic violence restraining order, a settlement was negotiated. She also rescinded her spousal support request of $50,000 a month. Depp and Heard also released a joint statement saying, "Our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Neither party has made false accusations for financial gain," it continued. There was never any intent of physical or emotional harm. Heard received $7 million from the divorce but donated it to charity, according to People. Depp and Heard's divorce was finalized a year after Heard filed. Heard kept the dogs that were at the center of the 2015 scandal in which the couple failed to declare the animals in Australia. Meanwhile, Depp retained sole possession of all properties, including his private island in the Bahamas, as well as his collection of classic cars and motorcycles. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the settlement included a non-disparagement clause prohibiting either side from speaking negatively about the high-profile relationship and breakup. Heard penned an op-ed for The Washington Post in which she discussed how women in domestic abuse cases are treated. Heard is not a victim of domestic abuse. She is a perpetrator, according to the suit, which also denies that Depp ever abused her. Instead, the suit claimed that Heard's claims were part of an elaborate ruse to garner positive publicity for her. The op-ed was based on the core premise that Ms. Heard was a domestic abuse victim and that Mr. Depp perpetrated domestic violence against her. Depp's attorney said, Heard claimed that the wounds from an incident in which Depp allegedly slammed her through a ping pong table and dragged her through the broken glass were still visible on her arms and feet. The Daily Mail obtained phone recordings which were disclosed in January 2020. Heard admitted to striking Depp in these tapes. "I'm sorry that I didn't smack you across the face in a genuine slap," Heard is heard saying, "but I was striking you, not pounding you. You haven't been punched, babe. I'm not sure what my real hand action was, but you're all right. I didn't damage you, and I wasn't punching you, I was hitting you." Meanwhile, in the tape, Depp says, "I left last night. I swear to you, I couldn't stand the thought of more physicality, more physical violence on one another." The 3-week libel trial began in July 2020 when Depp went to court against the News Group newspaper, the publisher of The Sun, for a 2018 piece in which they called him a wife abuser in reference to Depp and Heard's previous marriage. Depp filed a libel suit against the publisher and The Sun's executive editor Dan Wooten. The experiment lasted 3 weeks and began in early July. Depp claims Heard punched him and defecated in his bed, which Heard denies. Heard was also being accused by Depp of having extramarital affairs with James Franco and Elon Musk, which he rejects. Meanwhile, Heard has accused Depp of abusing her physically and of hurling a phone at her face, which she claims left her bruised. Depp also threatened to kill Heard on multiple occasions, according to Heard. Judge Mr. Justice Nicol concluded 3 months after the blockbuster trial began that The Sun was correct in stating that Depp was violent towards his ex-wife Amber Heard. Nicol based his decision on the 14 distinct events provided by The Sun's lawyers to warrant labeling Depp a wife-beater. The Sun has stood up and campaigned for the victims of domestic abuse for over 20 years. A representative of The Sun stated in response to the verdict, "Domestic abuse victims must never be silenced, and we appreciate the judge's thoughtful consideration as well as Amber Heard's bravery in testifying in court." Winona Ryder, from 1989 to 1993, Kate Moss, 1994 to 1998, and Vanessa Paradis were among Depp's prior girlfriends from 1998 to 2012. The notion that he is a cruel individual is directly opposed to the Johnny I knew and loved. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to these claims. He has never acted violently towards me. He was never ever abusive to me in any way. In a statement released in July 2020, the Stranger Things star, who was engaged to Depp for 3 years in the 1990s, said, "He has never been aggressive or abusive towards anyone I have witnessed." Paradis, on the other hand, has been Depp's spouse for 14 years and has 2 children with him, Lily Rose and John Christopher. "I've known Johnny to be a kind, caring, generous, and non-violent person and father for all of these years. Actors, directors, and the entire staff enjoy him on set because he is humble and respectful to everyone, in addition to being one of the best actors we've seen," she said. The story continues, but it's a little bit of drama. The documentary Johnny vs. Amber will take audiences behind the scenes of the breakup, a short-lived relationship which lasted from 2015 to 2017. In 2016, Heard filed for divorce from Depp and the tale began. The situation deteriorated after Heard obtained a restraining order against Depp based on leaked evidence of alleged domestic violence. On November 19th, Discovery Plus announced an upcoming documentary about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's 2017 divorce, which is still being debated in the public eye. In a statement, Discovery claimed that Johnny vs. Amber will examine what led to the divorce and how it turned into the celebrity court case of the decade. The documentary will look at the severely problematic marriage from both sides. The project, which is separated into 2 films, presents the story from 2 sides. According to a statement from the streamer, Johnny's film will portray that he found himself married to a Machiavellian liar who would stop at nothing to protect her image. The statement says, "But what will the truth be in the end?" We'd like to hear your thoughts on this complex case and vexing issues for both of us, because we're sure these years of legal fighting haven't been very easy or enjoyable. So what are your thoughts? Do you believe Amber Heard has been lying about the abuse she has experienced throughout her life? Do you believe Johnny is telling the truth and that he's never touched Amber? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel.